Hello guys, Max is here and today we're gonna do something really fun. I have a 500th issue of White Dwarf and a Grombrindal miniature to unbox. For those of you who don't know what the White Dwarf is, it is a really cool magazine produced by Games Workshop. It exists since 1977, which makes it older than the vast majority of my viewers, and I'm pretty sure vast majority of people who are interested into Warhammer hobby, including myself. It started as bi-weekly magazine, very thin. I think it was in 2 colors in 1977. It was released bi-monthly, and it was not only about Warhammer miniatures, it was also about role-playing games, especially Dungeons and Dragons, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons to be more accurate, and some other ones that were popular at the time. For first 10 years of its existence, that was the case, and after that they switched more to products of Games Workshop, Citadel Miniatures, and since then it became a magazine about Warhammer, Fantasy Battle, Warhammer 40k, and whatnot. Anyways, this is the magazine, and as you can see, it has its mascot, White Dwarf, the mini of which we have here too, named Grombrindal. It is never have been, to the best of my knowledge, explained who exactly the White Dwarf is, but it is implied that it is a spirit of Snorri Whitebeard, the last king of the dwarves, who got respect from an elf. Over the years, this White Dwarf character has been released as a number of miniatures. Some of them are so old that Games Workshop themselves don't have pictures of them. I myself possess another version of Grombrindal that was released in 2017. This is the resin miniature that looks really cool. I found it incredibly unrewarding to assemble. I think I stopped assembling it midway just because I did not enjoy resin miniatures that much. We're gonna start with the magazine, and after that we'll take a look at what is in the box of the mini. They tell us there is like a collectible Munchkin card. I'm not a huge fan of Munchkin, so I don't think I will benefit greatly from that. Double-sided White Dwarf 500 commemorative poster, we shall see. And lots of cards and stuff, rules for White Dwarf in different games, including Age of Sigmar, Curse City, Underworld's Warcry. Looks pretty cool. This is presumably the contents. We shall see when we open it, and I'm gonna try to really carefully open it here. Nothing is left inside. It's empty. I'm gonna put it aside here. And yeah, let's take a look. It looks really nice. I know that for people who have a subscription to the magazine, they receive magazines with a nice minimalistic cover, but this is the one that you get in a retail store, because I'm not subscribed, even though I have a bunch of them from the old times. I don't have any recent ones. This is editorial 500. This is a great achievement. Some really nice looking miniatures here. This is contents. This is some sort of painting rewards, I guess. This is how you paint things. Actually, look at this. These are beautifully painted. So this magazine, as you can see, is also really great for inspiration. What can be achieved when you paint stuff. More of the dwarves. This is Bunker, the world's biggest and best Warhammer club. I don't know anything about Bunker, but they have some sort of, I think, activities for people who want to play together. They probably do some sort of missions, and they probably do some sort of, I don't know, playing and doing different scenarios. That is my understanding. So it's a lot of stuff here. Content for Warhammer Underworlds, and yeah, it might be surprising for people who are new with the hobby, but there is a lot of different Warhammer products. This is some sort of like training module, so I guess this is probably some sort of like puzzles that you are supposed to solve, because they say there are some sort of solutions further on page 191. This is about dry brushing. Really nice looking tank over here. This is how you paint Caradron of Baraglum. No idea where that is. So more dry brushing here. Satellite uplink. I think this is pretty much people bragging what they have painted. And now we are arriving to the first additional content over here. These are battle plan something something. I think these are supposed to be played on a specific date over the world. Some sort of scenarios. These are the cards. You can push them out and use this Grombrindal in various games. Looking really cool. I really love the art over here. This is amazing. I think this is great. Some more cards to the games that I'm not entirely sure I even know which ones. These are, I guess, supposed to be played as part of some sort of deck, because they have some standard looking back. This is the Munchkin card that we have mentioned in the beginning. I vaguely remember there is a Munchkin version that has been styled to Warhammer 40k or something like that, so I guess this card can be handy for that. This is the code for merch, discount code, terms and conditions. Okay, this is for people who want to do some merch. And this is White Dwarf. Oh wow. Oh guys, this is amazing. I think this is gonna be on my wall. I'm not entirely sure if my girlfriend is gonna be happy about that or not, but this goes directly to my wall. You can see it's a bunch of White Dwarfs here, so I'm not entirely sure it's all of them. But we can do a quick math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 22 by 22 and a number of things over here, which is 16. I'm gonna be doing a real quick math here. Guess what? This is all of White Dwarfs that were there over the years, so it's exactly 500 of them here. Wow, this is amazing. So look at this. This is the 500th one, and yeah, this is pretty cool. So I can immediately see which ones I have started with. I'm pretty sure I was purchasing the ones over here from this range. I think probably I started with this White Dwarf number 450, and I had a bunch of them after that. Then I also had a bunch of the older ones purchased online. I think the ones that were released around 2017 when the Primary Space Marines were released. Wow, this is amazing. Okay, let's take a look at... All right, okay, we have a serious contender now. Now I'm not entirely sure which side I want to have. Probably I want to have both of them. This is even more bad news for my girlfriend. But anyways, yeah, I will probably just buy a second one online. And both of them will go on my wall. Okay, this is a disaster. Okay, alright. So I'm gonna put them aside. Unbelievable. People showing off in satellite uplink. Really beautifully painted miniatures. This is why I always feel stressed when it comes to painting minis. I am pretty confident it's gonna be incredibly hard for me to achieve even like 10% of this level of artistry. But anyways, this is the section of Warhammer 40k, I think. We get some content. Xeno's activities. This is some fluff. So basically they are talking about Necrons doing stuff. Part 2, the Cryptech. So this is probably some fluff for some sort of like campaigns. Spatial anomaly. Temporal instability. And these are, by the way, these are the Space Marines that are pretty much mascots of White Dwarf. I don't quite remember how they are called. They're like librarians or something like that, but this is the chapter that has been created on the pages of White Dwarf. And this is some sort of like missions for them. Looking really cool. Something implies that Tyranids will be involved. Tome Keepers, yes, this is the Tome Keepers, exactly. This is the chapter that White Dwarf editorial team created for themselves. And they explain, of course, the markings, they explain how you paint them, the pauldrons, how the helmet should look like, what is the coloring schemes. Some really cool minis painted in their colors. This is way more extensive. So I think I have a White Dwarf issue where they introduce them, but this is way beyond the color scheme that was used there, so they have more minis painted in the Tome Keepers colors, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people actually paint their own Space Marines as Tome Keepers. I have seen transfers. I think those transfers were also released with the magazine. Wow, look at this army. They even have this Gravis humongous tank, which I'm blanking the name of. This is, to the best of my knowledge, a resin miniature. It's humongous. You would be able to buy it from Forge World. And this is some sort of campaign. They invade some Tyranid world, I guess. There's like some war is happening. Boarding action missions. Kill team mission. Okay, wow, this is more stuff. This looks incredibly cool. Forces of Reconquest. This is, I guess, an army, and they explain how the army is working and how many points, which units are, and so on and so forth. And these are the Tyranids. You can see there's like a bunch of Tyranids here. I really like this coloring scheme. If I ever paint Tyranids, I'm pretty sure I will go with these colors. They're extremely vivid. Wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. These are some sort of, oh, even like a comic thing over here. I guess this is battle report. Battle round 1. They are doing some stuff. I guess people are explaining how they use these forces. This looks really cool. Escalation. Alien uprising. Yeah, the aliens are uprising. This is very disturbing pictures. I'm really rooting for Space Marines to arrive and kill a bunch of them. Here we are. Yeah, exactly. And spoiler alert, Tyranids win. That sucks. That is not good. Okay, that was the battle report, and I guess this is how you do the same kind of campaign yourself. I'm not sure if it is campaign or what. More missions. They basically put a chunk of a rulebook here. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure these are not the missions from the rulebook or codexes. So yeah, this is interesting. And this is about painting, character enhancement, the art of the digital paint over explored. So I guess this is about how do you paint things. So you see there is like there is a picture here, and then there is some sort of like yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna read this. This is definitely very interesting. Okay, and now we arrived to a 500 Dwarf Legacy short timeline of some of White Dwarf greatest achievements. This is gonna be, I'm a sucker for these kind of things. This is the thing that I'm gonna be reading for sure. This is gonna be a blast. I really enjoy this kind of content when they go issue by issue and then they explain what was happening. So we can see there's Judge Dredd in issue number 36. So it's a lot of non-Warhammer content in the beginning. And then I guess they switch. So this is the White Dwarf. And yeah, wow, this is amazing, unbelievable. There must be a word in German that explains nostalgia about things that you haven't even seen. They are so back in past, you were not even born. So if you know this word, please let me know. This is what I'm experiencing right now. This is like nostalgia on steroids, pretty much. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, you see this guy? We're gonna build him on this channel, just so you know. This is the one that I was referring to, so he is in Mark 10 armor. This is the resin one. I'm pretty sure the following ones must have been plastic ones, and I really hope that this is a plastic one, but I am fairly confident it is because it has been mentioned somewhere. Okay, so the Tome Keepers, there was transfer sheet in one of the issues, and now we know the issue, it's issue 458. If you buy it online, make sure you ask for the transfer sheet too. And I am pretty sure I have seen on interwebs people selling the transfers separately. These are the things that have been painted by really professional painters. Okay, funny part about this guy, or maybe not this guy, but yeah, not necessarily this guy, because this looks very old. They have released a Knight on a Griffin, or whatever it is, for Britonia recently, and me and my girlfriend, we were in the store, and she was like, "Oh, it looks so great, I want to paint it." Okay, we don't have any more shelf space for the minis, but we shall see what can be done about that. Probably I will have some Age of Sigmar old world miniatures too. Look at his teeth. Jesus. This is scary and funny at the same time because it's Blood Bowl. Okay, Age of Sigmar. Bunch of minis here. Really cool looking. So now we're firmly in the fantasy world. The Legend of the White Dwarf. So I guess this is pretty much the explanation, because I'm pretty confident the White Dwarf appeared as a character in the Age of Sigmar. Actually, it was a Warhammer Fantasy Battle, I think, at the time. So these are the rules. I'm pretty sure the card that we have seen is pretty much the same. Let's take a look. It's one of those things. Yeah, that looks identical to me. Basically, this is how you use this guy in the Age of Sigmar. A bunch of Fire Slayers, mini game. I don't even know what that is, but that looks like some sort of like a mission for Age of Sigmar. Warhammer Underworlds. These are, okay, now we know that these cards are for Warhammer Underworlds, and this looks like a board game to me. I'm not very proficient with the more board gamey kind of things. So this is Warcry. Now we know that this is for Warcry. And this is Curse City. Okay, so we have seen these cards too. Grombrindal Through Ages. A really nice picture showing a bunch of those Grombrindals, including the really funky ones. I really love this one, where he is like Van Helsing kind of character, trying to deal with undead vampire. I think this is a vampire because he is in a coffin. Then there is like he is a director here, he is a pirate. This is incredibly funny, White Dwarf. This is very, very, very handy for people who want to paint him. Which is not me. I'm pretty sure I will just build him and maybe let my girlfriend paint him. She is actually a professional painter by education. Some sort of additional fluff, Age of Sigmar. Really scary looking people here. And these are, okay, so this is how you paint stuff, I guess. So there you have colors here and whatnot. That looks amazing. Wow, look at these beautifully painted minis. And yeah, some really huge folks over here. I really love this kind of terrain. It is gorgeous. This is some sort of like a short story kind of thing. Yeah, they mentioned Grombrindal here, so I guess this is some sort of like a number of You know, it's probably a short story. Discuss. This is probably some sort of like a feedback from the readers. All right. And so that, my friends, was it. This is an extremely fat 192-page mega milestone issue 500. It's going directly to my reading table. I have a reading table. It's a bunch of books there. They pile up and I don't read them with the speed that they pile up. So now we are arriving to the mini itself. Let's take a look at what's inside in the box. Here we go. It's gonna be interesting. I really hope it's plastic and not resin. What do we have here? Let's take a look. Great success, guys. This is the sprue for Grombrindal. He looks actually quite tiny. Look. This is, yeah, he's not gonna be huge. That is what I can tell you for sure. Okay, interesting. So this is clearly Age of Sigmar, Grombrindal. This is how you build him. Looks very straightforward to me. I guess the challenge here is really to paint him as this. This is a really nice looking miniature. That's pretty much it, my friends. This was 500th issue of White Dwarf, and we're gonna build this guy, this Grombrindal guy, in the next video, so stay tuned. As always, guys, if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This really helps me to move forward. If you have anything to say or share, please do it in the comment section below. I really like talking to you and I enjoy every single comment. And that will be all for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Take care, guys. Bye.